Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you are here with me today, and I hope you are all having a beautiful morning, wherever you are. Because this morning, I am taking you on a little food adventure. I woke up early with a craving for something warm, comforting, and full of flavor. So I decided to head out and try a breakfast restaurant that I have been hearing about for quite some time. It is a place that specializes in dishes made from eel, and honestly, I am so curious because I know eel can be cooked in many different ways. And this restaurant is famous in the neighborhood for turning it into soups, rice bowls, and porridge that not only taste amazing, but also look really appetizing. So, come along with me as I walk to the place, watch how they prepare the dishes, even lend a hand in the kitchen for a short while, and of course, sit down to enjoy a proper breakfast that will hopefully make this morning unforgettable. As I walk down the street, the city is slowly waking up. Some people are already rushing to work, others are enjoying their morning jog, and there are little shops opening one by one with the smell of freshly baked bread and brewed coffee floating through the air. But among all these morning scents, there is something different waiting for me. The savory aroma of eel simmering in broth and spices. And I can already imagine how comforting that will be. Especially in the cool air of the morning, I keep walking, my steps steady, my mood light, and with every block I feel my excitement building. Because I know food is not just about eating, it is also about the experience, the people behind it, and the love and effort that goes into preparing each dish. When I finally reach the restaurant, I can already see it buzzing with activity. Even though it is still quite early, there are customers seated at simple tables, bowls steaming in front of them, and the sound of chopsticks tapping against bowls creates a lively background. The stall itself is not fancy, but it has that charm that only local eateries can offer, a mix of authenticity, warmth, and familiarity. And standing behind the counter is the owner, a kind-looking lady who greets me with a smile as soon as I walk in. I introduce myself and tell her I want to not only eat, but also learn about how she prepares her eel dishes. And she laughs warmly, welcoming me inside the kitchen area where the magic happens. The first thing I notice is the preparation of eel itself, fresh pieces carefully cleaned and cut, ready to be turned into different dishes. The owner explains how important freshness is, because eel has a delicate flavor that must be preserved. And as she talks, I can see her passion, the way she handles every ingredient with care, from the herbs laid out neatly on the counter to the simmering pots of broth, sending up clouds of aromatic steam. I stand there mesmerized as she begins to prepare a pot of eel soup, adding ingredients one by one: onions, garlic, ginger, spices, and finally the eel, stirring gently until the flavors blend together in a beautiful harmony. She then shows me the rice dish, which is prepared by grilling pieces of eel with a savory sauce before placing them on top of a steaming bowl of rice. The glossy eel glistens under the morning light, the sauce seeping into the rice beneath, and just looking at it makes my stomach rumble with anticipation. The balance of textures and flavors is what makes this dish so loved. The softness of the rice, the tenderness of the eel, and the boldness of the sauce all working together in one bite. Next, she introduces me to eel porridge, a dish that takes patience because the rice is slowly cooked down into a creamy texture, then mixed with shredded eel, seasoned carefully, and garnished with fresh herbs. This dish is especially popular in the morning because it is gentle, nourishing, and comforting, perfect for people of all ages, from children to the elderly. And as she lifts a ladle full of steaming porridge, I can see how smooth and rich it looks, like a bowl of warmth waiting to soothe the soul. As she prepares the dishes, I ask if I can help a little, and she kindly agrees, handing me a spoon to stir the broth for the soup. I stand there stirring carefully, trying to follow her instructions, while she smiles at my effort, the steam rising into my face, carrying the scent of herbs and spices, making me feel both hungry and happy, because being part of this process makes me appreciate the food even more. I also help place some grilled eel onto the rice bowls, arranging it as neatly as I can. And though my hands are not as skilled as hers, she encourages me, saying that food always tastes better when made with enthusiasm. And in that moment, I realize cooking is not just a skill, it is an act of love and sharing. Finally, the dishes are ready, and the owner invites me to sit down and taste them. So I take a seat at one of the tables, the bowls set in front of me, each one looking more tempting than the other. I start with the eel soup, taking a careful sip of the broth first, and instantly I feel warmth spreading through me. The flavor is deep, layered with the sweetness of onion, the spice of ginger, and the richness of the eel blending perfectly. I take a bite of the eel itself, tender and delicate, soaking up all the flavors of the broth, and I cannot help but smile because it is absolutely delicious. Next, I turn to the eel rice, picking up a piece of the glossy grilled eel with my chopsticks, placing it on top of the soft rice and taking a big bite. The sauce bursts with flavor, savory and slightly sweet, perfectly balanced, while the eel melts in my mouth, the rice underneath absorbing all the juices. And I find myself nodding in delight, thinking how this dish is both hearty and satisfying, the kind of breakfast that gives you energy and joy to start the day. Then I try the eel porridge, scooping up a spoonful of the creamy rice mixed with shredded eel, topped with fresh herbs, and as I taste it, I feel an incredible sense of comfort. It is smooth, gentle yet flavorful, the herbs adding freshness, the eel giving depth, and the rice providing warmth. It is like a hug in a bowl, and I can understand why so many people choose this as their morning meal, because it not only fills the stomach, but also soothes the heart. As I eat, I look around the restaurant, watching other customers enjoying their meals, some alone, some with family, some chatting with the owner. And I realize this place is more than just a restaurant. It is part of the community, a place where people gather, share food, and start their day with something nourishing and meaningful. And I feel lucky to have experienced it firsthand, both from the kitchen and from the table. After finishing my meal, I thank the owner deeply for her kindness, for letting me into her world, for teaching me about her dishes, and for preparing such delicious food. She smiles and tells me to come back anytime, and I know I definitely will, because this is not just about the taste, it is about the experience, the people, and the stories that food carries with it. I leave the restaurant with a full stomach, a warm heart, and a memory that I will cherish. And as I walk back into the busy morning streets, I carry with me the reminder that sometimes the best experiences come from the simplest places. A small restaurant, a kind owner, and a meal that speaks directly to the soul. And so, my friends, thank you so much for joining me on this morning adventure. Thank you for walking with me to the restaurant, for standing beside me in the kitchen, for tasting the eel dishes with me, and for sharing in this experience. I hope you could feel the warmth of the broth, the flavor of the grilled eel, and the comfort of the porridge through my words. And I hope it inspires you to appreciate the little things, to try new foods, and to support the local places that put so much love into what they do. As always, I am truly grateful for your support, for watching, liking, and commenting. You make this channel what it is, and it is your presence that keeps me inspired to keep sharing my journey with you. So until next time, my friends, take care, eat well, cherish the people around you, and I will see you again in the next video. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day.